Hi, my name's Ted Robbins, and I want to talk to you today about SEO. The meaning of SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization, and it's really important for you in social media and in general for business to understand a little bit about search engine optimization. What does it mean? What factors come into play with social media? So I hope that you're able to get something from this presentation today. And what I want to go over first is the different types of individual search engines that are out there today. The most popular one that's out there today, which is a pure search engine, is Google. A lot of people use it today. A lot of people have it as their default browser, which means that when you come up and you want to search the internet, they have that as their default page. There's other types of browsers that are out there, like Bing as an example, or even within applications there are individual search engines that you have. For an example, over here on Facebook, there's a search engine up on top. So being able to optimize your individual business to where people can find it is really the key, because if you look at an individual business, you might have a great idea, you might have a fantastic product, but if no one can find it, it doesn't do you any good. Same principle by being able to take your business, go out in the middle of the woods and clear a space, put up your sign. If no one can see your sign and you're there in the middle of the woods and no one can find you, it really doesn't do you any good. And that's really what the internet is this big wooded area that you've got where you're trying to get exposure for your overall business, and you're trying to get people, when they do search out an individual keyword for your overall business, of being able to try to find you. Now, what is a keyword? A keyword is something that an individual business will use to try to strategically think about, if someone's going to look for my business, what words is someone going to type into a search engine to try to find my business? And when they type that in, do I want to basically come up first? Do I want to try to dominate that individual search word for someone to be able to try and find me? To give you a good example, if I come in here that we've got, let's go into Google here, and if you're looking here at my screen and if you type in flowers, if I want to look at flowers, it's very important here in Google to first of all look at the real estate and understand, when you're looking at search engine optimization, what the real estate on the screen is being able to show you. Here to the right hand side, you're able to see individual ads, which are placed here by what's referred to as pay per clicks, where the advertiser is actually paying for someone to basically click on their overall page, regardless of whether or not you buy for them or not. Every time someone clicks over here to the right hand side, you're basically racking up a bill for that individual person or that company that's going to come off. What they're hoping is that once you click on this, that you're going to go to their page and you're going to like their page and their business so much that you're going to want to basically buy from them. The other thing that you're basically having on here at the very, very top is also an area for advertising, which is also pay per click. And what happens is all of these advertisers here to the right hand side and all the advertisers here to the left hand side up on top in this peach area is an area where these people will compete, and they will basically, each individual day, they can change their overall ranking and compete if they put in a bid per click. So if I have an individual user that's up on top, they might be paying $2 or $3 per click, or as low as maybe 10 or 15 cents. But if I want to become number one, I can go in and change for that day. I can go ahead and change and say, okay, instead of down here at the bottom on the advertisers maybe paying 50 cents, if I want to basically be the number one up here at the very, very top of the page, when someone types in flowers, I've got to pay a higher rate. So it's really about how much you want to basically pay per customer to basically have them go to your page. And again, that's where the terminology pay per clicks comes from. This area that's down below here, this peach area here below the advertisers and to the left of these, is called the organic area, or the area which Google has went out and tried to find the best content for that particular word that someone's typing in. The best page is going to show the best content for the users. And how Google determines what is the best content from a particular company or from a particular page comes in multiple factors. There's multiple factors that I'm going to show you, like content on their page, links to their overall page, individual keywords on their page, how fresh their content is, whether or not they're connected to Google, the different search engines that they have, on how they're basically connecting to this page. and there's multiple factors. So it's very important for you that you've got, and imagine that you're a small flower shop that you have in your local area, and you're wanting to basically try to get exposure and new customers for your business. You first have to make a business decision as to whether or not you want to strategically try to get your page organically positioned, or take an SEO position with search engine positioning and use strategies to be able to optimize your page and to be able to create really fresh content on your page to compete with like FTD to try to take over their top ranking, or at least be on the very first page here or on the second page of Google. Most people, when they're doing an individual search in an overall search engine, are not going to search past the first couple pages. Some will if they're looking for something and they really have a lot of time. Most people don't have a lot of time. That's the reason why this real estate, Google has found and other search engines have found that the individual top and to the right hand side, when someone comes into it, someone is more than likely going to click one of these individual ads. That's why 1-800-Flowers here at the very, very top that you've got is showing here number one, and they're paying a high rate for it. But again, FTD here, they have spent a lot of time, effort, and energy for their specific page on trying to optimize it. So the strategy for yourself for an overall business is how much money do you want to put into a campaign to try to optimize your page long term to try to stay up here in the top ranking, or how much do you want to automatically immediately be in business tomorrow? Because you can end up buying a position for any word on the internet that you want, but again, it's going to cost you. And it doesn't make any sense to go into a pay-per-click campaign for a low-priced product if you have a lot of competition that you've got and your cost is high. And what I mean by that real simply is, imagine that most of the items that you're trying to sell, if they were $10, and if you're trying to come in here and there's a lot of competition for your product that you've got, and everyone is competing with each other, and they have to pay upwards of $2 per click. When someone clicks on that particular ad, you're automatically going to get charged, let's say $2 for that ad, and they go to your page. That's $2 of net profit from your overall business that you have to basically shell out and pay Google for you basically bringing that customer to you. So in that particular case, if your product was $7.50 or $10, being able to take a couple dollars of net profit from you, you might be able to afford it. In most cases, with most profit margins, especially in a competitive market, 20% and greater of your cost just getting a customer to you is really, really, really difficult. So in those particular cases that you've got, it might not be advantageous for you to do that. So the strategy from yourself is, okay, if I'm not going to basically want to compete for the word flowers that I've got, what's another strategy for me utilizing SEO where I can be successful without having to pay necessarily $2 and some cents? Another strategy could be is maybe tackling a keyword like for your local area, that instead of someone searching in flowers, someone might be over in Japan searching flowers. Maybe you want to cater to your local area. Imagine that if I am a flower shop in Pasco, which is the area that is very, very close to me. If I type in PASCO flowers and I type this in, my strategy as a small flower shop, as I talked about, might be to try to tackle and try to get the #1 ranking in my area. Now what that's going to do is the cost per click might be less that I have on what I might have to pay within Google, as an example. Instead of just competing for flowers and competing with every major flower shop in the entire world to ship flowers globally, let's look at it maybe as a strategy for my business to try to start out smaller, try to be able to tackle more of a niche market in my local area that I can not only maybe service better, but I can maybe go in and take care of those customers that I got and get them and have them brought to me at a lower cost. Now let's look at, from our side, let's look at some individual tools and applications that might help me determine what I just talked about as far as which terms and what maybe people are typing into the internet. Because right now I can basically guess and say, okay, if I type in Pasco flowers, there's advertising to the top and to the right, so it might be a competitive word that I'm choosing. If I type in another word up here that someone might not be competing in that you've got, let's just type in some random word. Bridge. Let's just type in bridge as an example. You see when I type in the word bridge here, no one's competing for the word bridge, and no one's selling anything. Wikipedia is at the very top here. You see that there's no advertising up on top or to the right hand side. No one's competing for that particular page today, or here and competing for bridges, unless there's a big huge sale. It's just not a word that your people are gonna go after. So if I go back up here to Pasco Flowers, and I type in flowers that we've got here, and I look at the very, very top organically ranked company here. It's My Lucky Flowers. Now, I happen to know this flower shop, this local in my area that I've got here, and they happen to be the #1 organically ranked company here. Now, your overall goal to save you money long term should be to get the highest organic rank, because all these organic pages here don't pay anything. When Google basically pushes up these pages trying to say, okay, what page is going to show the best content for someone typing in Pasco Flowers, they determined instead of FTD, it was My Lucky Flowers, because they believe it's more of a niche company for someone that is in Pasco that's looking for these overall flowers. Now let's actually go to, as I talked about, an individual tool, and this is one of the overall tools that I like to use here, called ispionage.com. Now this specific company here is really a great company that you can actually go in and get, I believe it's 8 free searches per day to type in the individual keywords here, and you can see what people are searching in per month that they've got in the overall pages. And it happens to be, if you look here, most people are actually not typing in Pasco Flowers. What they actually are typing in here are flowers and Pasco, or Lucky Flowers Pasco. So you see the individual words that you might want to go after might be Flowers Pasco Washington that you've got versus Pasco Flowers. So when I'm trying to optimize my page, or I'm trying to put words on my page and content that talks about flowers, that might be, or maybe instead of going after just a niche market here in flowers that I have in Pasco, I might want to tackle flowers in Washington. So if I ship flowers in Washington, and I think I can serve in the whole entire state of Washington better, you can see that there's basically 22,000 searches per month for flowers in Pasco. And as you, again, try to go after more of an aggressive single word and not an aggressive single word term like just flowers, you're going to find there's hundreds of thousands of searches for just flowers. But as I get down, there might only be 110 per month. So 110 new customers that I pay a smaller amount for each individual month is sometimes a great strategy for an overall business. Or if I say, okay, if I'm going to start off by optimizing my page through social media, or optimizing my page organically for all the search engines like Bing and Google and all the great ones that are out there. And again, I'm just using Google as an example today because there's lots of individual search engines and everyone has their favorite. But as you go and look at your search engine, and as search engines like Facebook's here gets more and more sophisticated, as they want to be more of a dominating factor in social media, like they have overall ads to the right hand side in their pages too, and they will end up displaying ads within Facebook for you to basically go into and to basically be able to post up ads in the same way that you're posting up ads here in Google. You can also paste up and post up ads in Facebook. So real estate and being able to get customers for your overall business is very, very important. Now let's talk about this specific company here, My Lucky Flowers, for a second, and let's talk about maybe some of the strategies that they utilized to try to get this top organic ranking for their particular business that they've got. Now, some things that they've been able to do from theirs that they've got is you'll notice that there's a site map, and they've got balloons and About Us and flowers, and they've got their overall page here. Let's actually go to their individual website here and look at it for a second. I happen to know, I've been to their page a few different times, and I know that they regularly change out content. And fresh content is something that Google loves from their side. They also love because they use what's called an algorithm, which uses different factors for an overall business that you can utilize to try to get this higher ranking organically within individual search engines. And again, some of these factors are individual text, which can be basically scanned by, if you can imagine, like a little virtual robot that's basically going onto each individual website and trying to scan and trying to look on that page for fresh content. And it has to be able to scan text. So if you're basically going to take, for your individual business, if you're going to take information about your business and you're going to put it into a graphic like right here, the individual, this robot for Google as an example, is not going to be able to come in here and scan this that you've got. It's scanning text on your overall page to try to see what text and content and information is best for this page. Now, one of the factors that is really important for a particular word, and it's also a really predominant strategy for a lot of people, is also looking at your individual URL. Your URL is also very important. It does have the word flowers in here, but if this happened to have Pascal flowers, that would be, if you can imagine a point system for different factors that would maybe make you number one, that would give you a plus factor for an addition for your page for getting you a higher ranking. Now, other things that will give you a higher ranking are individual links that you've got that might have to do with flowers, or flowers specifically in Pascal, where they have maybe the text up here for their overall address. If you scroll down the overall page here that they've also got a really great way of being able to look at other individual links, other different types of things which they have optimized here on their individual page. See how this is all text, and these are basically links that they have to their overall page. So you could basically look at these overall links, and some of these are referred to as backlinks, which are links to other pages. You also have a good sitemap that you've got down at the very, very below here, and they've used other strategies which are text-based links that link to this page. So when Google goes in and says, okay, how many pages actually connect to this page? Do I have my social media page? Do I have my Facebook page that is connected to this? Yes. Do I have other text that mentions the word Pascal? Yes. It also looks at the code for this specific page, and if you're dealing with your web programmer, what you want to basically do is your web programmer is going to ask you the same question that I've talked about during this overall presentation, is what words do you want to optimize your business for? What customers are you going after? And let's actually look at this as an example. If I go up here in Chrome to this little wrench here, and I can go down here to Tools, and I go to View Source, I can actually look at the source of this overall page. Now, without getting really, really technical, because I don't want anybody in here editing code that you've got, and what I'm looking for here is in here in these meta tags. You look at these meta names and the title of the overall page. They've created where you can't see on the overall page, but your web designer for your page is going to ask you which page that you've got to be able to deal with. They've talked about the title here is called Pascal Flowers Washington, that they've got Flowers Pascal Washington. Now you notice the Flowers Pascal Washington that you've got. If I come in here, Flowers Pascal Washington happens to be that niche word that I talk about. It wasn't by chance that they happened to put that word in their overall title. It happened to be they actually used a similar program like this one here to look out and search and say, what are people searching for? Trying to attain that very, very, very top ranking there. And so they basically put that overall content, Flowers Pascal Washington, then put Lucky Flowers in their overall word, trying to go after their niche market. Then in their meta names and other descriptions of other things that they do, they put a description of their overall business. Then they put individual keywords, and these are these keywords that people might be searching into the internet, which are other keywords. Pascal florist, Pascal flowers delivery, online florist, send flowers and Pascal Washington, lucky flowers and Pascal Washington. So they're really strategically trying to put in a lot of different keywords, trying to optimize this page that they have here that they've got in the design of the page and in the words, to try to optimize it for SEO, which is again standing for search engine optimization. Very, very, very important for you. Now if I go back here that I've gotten, again, you don't need to be real technical, you're not going to edit a bunch of code, you just have to realize that if you use a free tool like this one over here, type in the word that you think that you want, and just tell your individual web programmer, for my keywords I want to basically put Flowers Pascal Washington, and I want to put Lucky Flowers Pascal, and I want to put things that are like that are with mine that I want to go after. But remember, the higher that this number is right here, the harder it's going to be for you to be number one. And the more that you're going to have to do things like provide fresh content, you're going to have to do things like writing individual blogs, you're going to have to do many things from your side that you've got in order to help optimize your overall page and try to give a centralized point. Now, some people have chosen to basically just have an overall Facebook page as an example and have that as their centralized point versus having an overall website, like having this website here. Now, again, going into the individual factors that will also help this page, the more linking that you can do to social media sites, the more that you can change out content, the more that you could actually put at the very top here in large text that you've got, some of those individual keywords that you've got, having your URL, all of that is going to make an individual difference. Individual blog sites that you've got, all of those make a difference. And there's a lot of individual really great sites, especially like through WordPress. WordPress, if people are looking at a blog, offers a lot of different options for people that are not technical to basically set up an overall blog, and they're really great, and they're optimized for search engine optimization. That you've got. A lot of them are. There's a lot of really great programmers that can help people out with those individual sites. And again, I would highly recommend that if you're interested in setting up and you say, well, I don't have a full website, I don't have a bunch of flowers that I want to purchase, it doesn't matter. You can take your business idea that you've got and just talk about it. Talk about it in an individual blog, and you can get high ranking even without having like a shopping cart and content that I'm talking about here. Or even start out smaller and just start out, because the key thing for all of these individual pages here that I've got, if I go into all this first page here for looking at Pasco flowers, all of these pages here have something in common. And I can't stress this more than anything else, is that you have to have somewhere for all of these people to go to. That's where all these individual links, imagine if you've pressed one of these links just don't call somebody on the phone. They have to send somebody to a website and convince them to buy your product, because they're putting out money here and banking on that their page is going to be so good and so professional that you're going to want to buy from them and not click off of it. Same thing with these pages here. Google's not giving any of these pages here a top ranking for content and a top ranking in the search engine, because they're basically just routing someone with a blank page to a phone number. It's about really good content. It's about providing a mechanism and a way for people to be able to search for a word, and Google and all the search engines are trying to provide the best customer for that word that you're going to type in here. Other factors that you can do and you can't ignore is that you have to, again, just make sure that you have a page for them to go to, whether it's a page in Facebook, and you actually have a business page like this Battle of the Columbia page here, where they actually have a professional page for them to go to, for someone to go to. If you want someone to buy, I happen to know that this individual company here has put up a ad, which is a similar paper ad. Here's actually the ad right here. Battle of Columbia is an open martial arts tournament, and they actually have paid for this ad. I think they're paying around 25 cents per click or per person to go to their page. And what they're hoping is that when someone goes to their individual page, and they have to have somebody to route them to. So they're having to be utilizing our application through Total Social Media to build a page that's like this, that is very professional, that they can link to their shopping cart, that they can actually go down here and actually like their page, that they can basically be linked to their YouTube channel, to their Twitter channel, to learn about their overall tournament, but they have a place for them to be able to go to. They're also able to look at videos and look at a lot of really great things on their specific page. So you have to first of all have to have a place for them to go. So again, there's multiple ways to do that. You can create a Facebook page, you can create a blog, you can create a web page, or you can create all of them and link them all together. Again, creating a greater point system for yourself that Google will look at and other search engines to give you higher organic ranking on this specific page. So now what I want to do is also talk about other things like within Google. If you have like a Google Plus account in social media, that is another plus factor for you for your overall page that you've got. That if you go in here, like they have 8 Google reviews that they've got from their side. So if you go in and you allow an interface with Google, Google is also competing with Facebook. They're competing with other types of companies out there. So the more individual sites like a Google Plus account, I would highly recommend that if you want organic ranking that you've got, that you do all the things that I talk about, but start out small. Don't eat the elephant all at one bite at one time. It's going to be too overwhelming. It's going to be too confusing, but it's going to take some time. So you have to just be very realistic with your strategy. If you want business tomorrow, put up a quick page with our application that you've got here, like this one right here. Pull an ad through Facebook ads that you've got, through an engagement ad through Facebook, or you can basically go and like on this page right here. This is an engagement ad. Let me scroll down here for you again and show it to you. This is an engagement ad right here, and you see those to the right hand side when you're in Facebook and you're on your own page. You'll see those to the right hand side on the overall page. But if you want to get customers instantaneously and you don't have the time like this company did, and I know that this company here, Bound in Columbia, I think that they have over 700 likes that they've got on their page. They started out just a few months ago with almost no likes, and they went from 0 to 700 likes on their page of people, and they have over 55 people talking about it, and people are actually coming back to the overall page. They have people that are coming back, people that are talking about it, and have done that recently within the last few months by utilizing Google's $50 coupon, which is a free coupon that Facebook offers. You can go into Google and type in Facebook $50 free coupon, and you can basically go to the link, and businesses can take advantage. What they did is they used Facebook's free $50 coupon without any money in their pocket. They drove a lot of traffic to their overall site and got a lot of likes, and they've been communicating with a lot of people on their overall site that they've got from their side. But they've been very, very, very happy with the ability to drive people to their overall site at a very, very low cost, because the average cost of people going to their tournament that are spending money, if I had to guess, would be probably between $60 and $100. So if you're going to that overall tournament that you have, it's worth for them to spend $25, 25 as an example, for someone to maybe go to their overall tournament. So this is a sound strategy for them. Now, they could have went into Google. They could have done a pay-per-click and also drove some traffic through here. So there's multiple things. That just depends upon your overall budget. The budget for this company happened to be only like $2.50 per day. So it was very little amount per day that they basically are coming in here for this particular ad. It can be as high as you want or as low as you want. They happen to be very specific. They said they only wanted people within like Washington State, Oregon, Idaho, and very, very local states to this specific company. They said they only wanted people that were interested in martial arts. So you're not putting this ad to everybody in the entire world. You're only putting it and pinpointing it to specific people that are interested in your specific product. So you can target that person that is only interested in martial arts in a specific area, the same way that you're only putting up your ad here to the right hand side. If you're doing a pay-per-click ad, you're only doing that for whatever words you want people to type in, like Pasco flowers. And if you're going to organically position your page, you're only going to really try to get your page number one for the individual items that you want. You don't want them basically to build your page and to optimize it for bridges like I showed you earlier. You want it for flowers, and more specifically Pasco flowers. Now, other ideas and other things that can help you to basically SEO your overall page that you've got is coming in here to the overall page, and you can basically utilize in your company about page. If you go here to your overall about page and talking about and utilizing your words happen to be Battle in the Columbia that you've got, you can come in here that you've got and you can optimize. You want to make sure that word, that keyword that you want people to type in is in there. Other things that you can do is you can optimize on your overall page. Is you can optimize everything from content that you're putting down below, your individual tags. You can basically change and modify your overall tags, but basically typing in individual links. Now, links are going to get you more value than text. So if you're going to take an overall link that you've got, taking an overall link and linking that back to your blog or back to your overall page is going to get you more mileage long term in your SEO positioning for you than you will, as well as being able to basically even go onto other websites and basically putting up your overall link. Now, on some sites, they are very temperamental about putting up your link, and you have to make sure that you do it in the right way. But being able to utilize a strategy on being able to link or talk to other companies do offer backlinking and are okay with you, called backlinking, which means putting your link on their site. But sometimes they have to be reciprocal, where you have to be okay with putting a link from their website on your page. So it's called a reciprocal backlink, where you're again able to put a link on your page and their page that you've got, and a lot of companies will do that because it will be okay for both of you, and both of you will get a lot of mileage out of that. And that's where if you go to a company like My Lucky Flowers that you've got here, and come into this that you've got, you'll be able to come down and see individual linking, that you can put a lot of those individual links to the bottoms of your page that you've got if you're doing any sort of a backlinking theory on your overall page to get you a greater positioning. Now again, please remember that content is king. Content is what's going to drive this very, very, very high ranking on Google or any of the other individual search engines. Other things, if you talk about a search engine here, is you have to claim your vanity URL, which is very important for you. If someone's going to go into the search engine for Facebook and they're going to type in battle on the Columbia, you'll see as they start to type in the words, I'm just COL, Battle on the Columbia happens to be here at the very, very top, and they've optimized their specific page and the keyword for that. So if you heard the word Battle on the Columbia, where's their page at? You can go into Facebook here and you can optimize it for that. They were able to do that by, one, optimizing their page here, like for their company information, their about information, and their overall page and their links, but also their vanity URL. Like you can go in here to Google and you can type in Facebook vanity URL here. And you can click in your vanity URL and you'll find the down below here that you've got. There's multiple ways here on Facebook how to create, and it's actually provided by Facebook, how to create your vanity URL. And if you go to here, it's going to walk you through step by step on how to create your vanity URL. And what that is basically doing is reserving your individual word within Facebook so people can basically type that in the search engine. You need to claim your vanity URL. So there's different things that you need to do as an overall business, primarily within social media and your overall page, to be successful. And again, it's very, very, very important for you to understand what people are going to be typing in, how they basically type up your overall word. What words are they actually typing in? Please remember on this website here that they do have a free option, but there's a more expensive paid option if you want to go in here and look at different things. Like this page and this company even goes a lot more sophisticated. If you come up here and let's actually look at, let's say just flowers as an example. Oh, it's going to ask me because I've had so many searches today that you've got. But it's going to ask me if you have so many searches per day, it's going to ask you for your name and your information. But you can go and look at individual searches. And it'll tell you a whole bunch of information that you've got. Like it will tell you individual competitors. It will tell you all the SEO competitors that you have. It will tell you their actual budgets and things that they have for each other that you've got. And if there's any information in here for a particular word, again, it will tell you all the individual words. Like let's go in here for see how many words. Flowers, flower shop in. There's 1 million searches per month that you got here. Flower shop, 1 million individual searches. Buy flowers, 135,000. So this is a really great tool, and again, you can get so many searches for free per day on this individual site. And there's multiple tools that are out there today that you can utilize. Google has some free words that you've got, and if you look, these are individual called keywords. So you can come up here to Google as an example, and you can find a free keyword tool that you've got, and there's multiple keywords that you can try out there. Like there's AdWords. This is the one through Google that you can utilize, and you can go into Google's and you can type in your word or your phrase that you've got. And you can type in, just follow the directions here on the page, and it will tell you, a lot of different searches that are within Google and things that you've got. One reason why I direct you to this page is this will tell me a little bit more information about the competitors and their budgets and things that they've got. So this is a little bit more sophisticated of an overall page. But there's many different types of pages. Again, if you type in, free keyword tools that are out there today, there's lots of them that will allow you at least to free searches, or you might find one that you really like, and you can basically purchase one to do more searches per day. And again, really try to figure out the strategy for your overall page. There's even tools that are out there that will tell you specifically on your page what you need to change to try to even optimize it even more. Today we went through a lot of information. We talked about search engine optimization. We've tried to tell you some of the basic strategy, what goes into some basic algorithms, what Google's looking for. And again, there's no magic silver bullet for SEO. There's nothing to say that if you do this, 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 and this, that you will be guaranteed a top position within a individual search engine, like Google as an example. but it's very important for you to realize that there are many factors that can contribute to that. Google oftentimes will change their algorithms, like many of the search engine companies will, to change the overall factors, and social media is really becoming a big factor in that. And again, you can use other WordPress or other types of blogging techniques, other types of pages. You can get individual Google Plus, LinkedIn, all those individual websites that are in social media will help you with your search engine optimization if you link them together. And with Total Social Media, we do offer ways and techniques that we've got, and we will show them continuously on our individual webinars and things, like being able to offer an interface where you can link to individual pages, where you can put up individual text, and you can link to your YouTube channel and your Twitter channel and other things that are like that. We offer very, very easy to use tools, really great guidance, and a really great way for people to basically go in and try to understand basic principles. I really want to thank everyone for being on this webinar today. It's really been a great opportunity for us to be able to show you some of the basics in SEO. Again, I really appreciate your time, effort, and energy, and we'll see you in the next webinar. Thanks, everybody.